там понятно, что цепочка, она, к сожалению, не закончена. Там есть Russian, есть exile, есть просто люди, которые, может быть, не так известны, которых еще легче использовать.
Ты чуть-чуть.
Мы там уже начали ставить свечки, можете.
Анют, мы, может, покричим немножко, поснимаешь? Да. Отдайте тело Алексея семье!
Отдайте тело Алексея семье!
Give Alexei's body to his family!
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 Мы не сдадимся!
Мы не сдадимся!
Мы не сдадимся!
Мы не сдадимся!
We won't give up!
We won't give up!
We won't give up!
We won't give up!
Navalny forever!
Navalny forever!
Navalny forever!
Navalny forever!
Навальный будет жить вечно!
Навальный будет жить вечно!
Навальный будет жить вечно!
Навальный будет жить вечно!
Нет тайным похоронам!
Нет тайным похоронам!
Нет тайным похоронам!
Нет тайным похоронам!
Мы не забудем, мы не простим!
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 We won't forget, we won't forgive!
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 Путин убийца!
Путин убийца!
Путин убийца!
Путин убийца!
Путин убийца!
Путин убийца!
Путин убил Алексея Навального!
Путин убил Алексея Навального!
Мы не забудем, мы не простим.
Мы не забудем, мы не простим.
Putin is a killer!
Putin is a killer.
Putin is a killer!
Putin is a killer.
Putin is a killer!
Putin is a killer.
Путин трус.
Путин трус.
Путин трус.
Путин трус.
Путин боится Алексея.
Путин боится Алексея.
Путин боится Алексея.
Путин боится Алексея.
Алексей жив в наших сердцах.
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 Well, I'm here because Alexei Navalny meant so much to me, and his death just devastated me. I've been crying for days. He was a fighter for freedom. He was the hero of our times. You cannot find any other politician right now, I think, in the world that powerful and that brave. And more than that, like, he was to me, it's gonna sound strange, but he was therapy to me, because I was reading every post he posted through his lawyers. He was in prison, beyond Arctic Circle, in solitary confinement, but he found strength to joke, to laugh, to inspire other people. It felt like so many of us hope was taken from us, like trying to find resources to continue on. That was more than politics to me. It was about hope, it was about fighting and never giving up despite anything that's happening, right? So, and that's why I'm here, because I couldn't stay home. I had to come.
Talk about where you're from.
Well, I'm originally from Russia, but I live in Brooklyn.
How long have you lived here?
Since 2011.
Do you think you'll ever go back?
I mean, I will go back only if the regime falls. Right now, they just put a person in prison who went back to see family for donating $50 to support Ukraine. So it's dangerous for a lot of us to go back. It's like truly dangerous. And we are not as brave as Alexei Navalny was. So I don't think a lot of Americans understand that the person carrying flowers and wearing a coat with a peace sign on it gonna be taken to prison and thrown to jail for like 8, 12, 20 years for just that. So it's a dangerous place. And I feel like the Western leaders, the Western people, they seem to like move away from the war in Ukraine right now, right? Like those things happened, bad things happened in Israel and Palestine, so people seem to start to forget. But this is still going on, and this is danger for everybody. That's why it's so important to speak up. Not just in Russian, like the chanting, but also in English for people here.
When was the last time you were back in Russia?
2017.
And how was it then?
I felt like I was under big, scary dark cloud. I was in Moscow. I had to do some paperwork, and I remember stores where there was like a restaurant or something before, and then there was the souvenir stores, and they sold T-shirts and like fridge magnets and things like that was put on it, and it felt to me so scary and so like just I've been living in America for a while by then, so it's like it was a personality cult. It made me sick, and just like I wasn't willing to tell people that I live in America because I know I'm gonna get a lot of negativity for that. I've been called traitor. I've been called like names. So yeah, that was the last time I went. I wanted to go again, but then COVID happened, and then war happened, and now this happened. And like today, I realized I don't think I can go back. Not until this is over. We don't know. I hope it's gonna be over because Alexei Navalny hoped. We'll see.
Do you see any parallels happening here in America?
I do. Actually, I do. I feel like there is attack on democracy in America. I was absolutely appalled by what Trump said, and he compared himself to Navalny. How you dare? How you dare? That the criminal charges against him, which are actually based in reality in what he has done, compared himself to a hero. How you dare, man? Seriously. And what's happening to the trying to overturn the election, stacking up Supreme Court with justices that are basically just partisan, striking down so many freedoms and human rights, like women's rights. Everything is under attack. I'm really worried about this election because if he wins again, it's gonna be tragedy for this country and for Ukraine and for Russia because they might just cut the funding. And they're already, now that funding is going down, they're already losing on the battlefield. So it's scary, it's scary. Well, I'm an American citizen as well. I have dual citizenship, and I'll do my best to persuade as many folks to go and vote against Trump.
And what's your hope for the future of Russia?
Like, Navalny was my hope, and somehow I had a dream that it's gonna be Russia's Nelson Mandela. That one day it's gonna be this beautiful future. He's gonna be released. He's gonna run for president, and that's not gonna happen. So I don't know. I don't want to like lie just for the sake of responding to this question. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just support his wife and all the other people who are working on the cause. Yeah, we don't know. The truth is, there were countries like North Korea and Cuba, like how many decades it's going on there. So Iran and other ones. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
My name is Barbara Chunova. I'm here in New York for around 2 years. I've been living abroad for over 10 years. I'm an international relations specialist professionally, and I've been an active organizer of the rallies in support of political prisoners and in support of the freedom of Navalny, Alexei Navalny. And so this particular event is connected, of course, to the death of Alexei Navalny, but it is also a part of our weekly event that is called Navalny Thursday, which has been going on for 9 months, and this particular one is the first one since the death of Alexei Navalny, and we wanted to make it special, we wanted to make it somber. We are angry, we are grieving, so that's why we are here at our usual time, but with very unusual feelings that we couldn't imagine that we will have, but here we are.
And when was the last time you were in Russia?
It was, I think around 2 years ago, January.
And what was it like then?
It was just before the beginning of the war, so the war started in February. I was there in January. Every time it's changing. I think that every time it strikes me that people live there as normal, like life goes on, people go have fun, people don't really care about the politics. I mean, there are some minor changes of economical distress or things like that, but it's never big enough for me. Like every time I go back, I wish that people would not suffer is a wrong word, but would notice that something's wrong, that something is really, really wrong, but they never do. So 2 years ago it was just the same. I visited my family. I had fun with my friends. You know, there were some new supermarkets and new things that opened back then. Yeah, it's a weird kind of surrealistic feeling, to tell the truth.
And what do you think your friends, if they saw you today, saw what you were doing, what would they think?
Depends. I lost a lot of friends
Yeah.
with the beginning of the war in Ukraine, and some of the relatives don't talk to me anymore. So I guess the tough times show who your real friends are. There are people who still support my position. Of course, they're being quiet about it, but we are messaging. They like my posts on Instagram, which, being in Russia, is still a big sign, I think. When you like a politically motivated post, even for that you can go to prison, and we know that there are cases like that. So I know that people think that I'm fearless, but I'm not. I'm a normal person. We all have fear. We are not psychopaths like people who are there. But we cannot afford to, like, if not us, who else? Like, we need people who could do something. And like in New York, there are over 100,000 Russians living here. Look how many of us here. We're not that many, and it's such a pity. So every single person counts. So it's my personal responsibility. It's like going to vote. Maybe one vote doesn't come, but it comes with personal responsibility. I can say that I did something.
Do you think you'll go back to Russia someday?
It's a complicated question. I might, but I wouldn't like to dwell on that just out of the reasons of personal security.
How long have you lived here?
Well, in States, 3.5 years, and in New York, around 2 years.
Uh-huh. And how's New York?
It's fantastic.
Yeah?
It's great. Yeah. It's very multicultural. New Yorkers live democracy. I'm very involved in the rights of immigrants here. People move things here, and that motivates me a lot.
Well, what allowed you to come here? How'd you come?
Well, I came to New Jersey first. I had an internship in international relations organizations, and now I work with the New York Immigration Coalition, which is an organization who fights for immigrants' rights in New York State.
And do you see any parallels to what happened in Russia happening here?
You cannot draw parallels because those are two different. I mean, there are problems here. Don't get me wrong, but those are different kinds of problems. I fight with those problems. I'm very involved with those problems. People get in awful, situations, sleeping in the streets, trafficked from one state to another without their consent. All of those things that are, of course, terrible. But at least there are democratic structures around that allow us to find solutions to this problem, right? It's not a dead end. In Russia, it's just dead end. Like, one person says something and nobody can do anything. One person decides, I'll kill this person and bury them in the middle of nowhere. And that might be what will happen. And this is just not something that I can imagine happening in this country anytime soon.
Navalny is my hero. I knew him from Russia. I met him several times, and I was happy to hold his hand once. That was a great day. I was one of his supporters in Russia, and when he made his presidential company, so I support him on this, and that was a time about what I have a lot of said, because of it's gone. Yeah, his time is gone, and Alexei is gone. He left us, and we have to make all decisions by ourselves now. Yeah. But we will live, and we will make all things that he wants us to make. That's it.
And how long have you been here?
From November 22.
Uh-huh. And when was the last time you were in Russia?
It was in June 22.
June
22.
22. Okay. And do you think you'll go back?
I don't think so.
Are you afraid to go back?
I think that will be it can be very dangerous for me and my family.
Oh. And where is your family now?
With me in New York.
Uh-huh. What's your hope for the future of Russia?
I hope that Russia will be democracy and will be free of this regime which is now making all our citizens like hostages, and they can say nothing, they can do nothing, and they can just watching all these terrible things that are going.
And how is New York? How's US?
New York is good. New York is perfect. Yeah, it's a little bit dirty because of a lot of people coming here, but it's okay. I think New York is New York. That's it.
Потому что несправедливое отношение к матери Навальной и самому политзаключенным, который, это понятно, что убили его. Даже доказательства не нужно, потому что со стороны власти была попытка уже убить, не получилось у него, но, к сожалению, Навальный вернулся, хотел быть в своей стране и за свой народ бороться. Вот в итоге получилось, что еще и в преддверии выборов президентских убили Навального. Мы не признаем выборы президента, потому что это нелегитимно. Нелегитимно он еще был в 2018 году, когда его переизбрали. Понятно, что это все фальсифицировано. Вот. Мы не считаем и не признаем, и не будем признавать выборы президентов.
Okay, I'm here because Putin killed Navalny. Navalny, most important person for me. He was against dictator Putin. He was against war in Russia, and today we gotta support his family, and we gotta support Ukrainian people because we won't stop war. We won't stop Putin, and I hope Russia will be free very soon, because Putin cannot stop us. We never give up. Thank you for your.
You want to say it in Russian?
Да, конечно. Мы здесь сегодня собрались, чтобы поддержать Алексея Навального. Он был убит жестоко Путиным. И мы требуем от Путина и от всего российского правительства вернуть тело Навального его семье. Также мы здесь выступаем против войны в Украине. Мы хотим, чтобы эта война остановилась. Это преступная война, которую развязал диктатор Путин. Он убивает мирных жителей Украины. Мы хотим, чтобы Путин вывел свои войска с территории Украины и остановил эту войну. Спасибо за интервью.
Where are you from?
I'm from Russia, city Ufa. My name is Ildar.
And how long have you been in New York?
Almost 5 years.
Do you think you'll ever go back to Russia?
I hope so. I hope so. But I cannot come back because Putin will not give me keep my political position in Russia, and no one can live in Russia and feel free. Thank you.
Thank you.
Мы сегодня собрались в посольстве России в Америке, в штате Нью-Йорк. Все вместе поддерживаем именно Алексея Навального. Мы знаем о том, что Алексей Навального – это политзаключенный, его не по своей воле посадили в тюрьму. Это все, что выдумано президентом России именно. Вот. Мы просим, чтобы в данный момент вернули тело Алексея Навального семье, чтобы его похоронили как бы с почестью. Вот. А на самом деле Алексей Навальный, он герой России. Он всегда боролся за свободу России, за свободу народа. Почему? Потому что у него свои были взгляды именно на жизнь. Он много чего добивался, пытался и планировал в дальнейшем. Поэтому мы считаем, что это Алексей Навальный убил именно Путин. Царь. Спасибо вам большое.
Putin is a killer!
Putin is a killer!
Putin убийца!
Putin убийца!
Putin убил Навального!
Putin убил Навального!
Putin killed Navalny!
Putin убил Навальный!
Верните тело Алексея семье!
Верните тело Алексея семье!
Верните тело Алексея семье!
Верните тело Алексея семье!
Give Alexei's body to the family!
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 Нет тайным похоронам!
Нет тайным похоронам!
Нет тайным похоронам!
Нет тайным похоронам!
Мы не боимся! Мы не сдадимся!
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 We are not afraid!
We are not afraid!
We are not afraid!
We are not afraid! Мы не забудем, мы не простим! 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 We won't forget, we won't forgive! 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 Путин вор и убийца! Путин вор и убийца! Путин вор и убийца! Путин вор и убийца! Putin is a war criminal! 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 Stop Putin! Stop war! 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 Нет войне! Нет войне! Нет войне! Нет войне! Путин не наш президент! Путин не наш президент! Путин Путин не наш президент!
Путин не наш президент!
Россия будет свободной!
Россия будет свободной!
Россия будет свободной!
Россия будет свободной!
Russia will be free!
Russia will be free!
Russia will be free!
Russia will be free!
Путин, мы ждем, когда у тебя оторвется тромб.
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 Жулики и воры, 5 минут на сборы!
Жулики и воры, 5 минут на сборы.
Жулики и воры, 5 минут на сборы!
Жулики и воры, 5 минут на сборы.
Не забудем, не простим.
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 Не забудем, не простим!
Путин убийца Навального!
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 Путин убийца!
Путин убийца!
Putin is a killer!
Putin is a killer!
Putin is a killer!
Putin is a killer!
Putin is a war criminal!
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 We won't forgive, we won't forget!
We won't forgive, we won't forget!
Putin is bitch!
Putin is bitch! Putin war убийца!
Putin war убийца!
Stop Putin! Stop war!
Stop Putin, stop war!
Stop Putin! Stop war!
Stop Putin, stop